go.
Hello guys, Mr. Rossi 1990 here. It's going to be my FIFA 18 Leeds United official player ratings video. Now, if you remember a couple of weeks ago, or not exactly sure exactly how long ago, I did a predictions video on what I thought the FIFA 18 ratings for Leeds United players would be. Obviously, being a Leeds fan, I may have been a tad biased, but here's my chance to look what EA have decided to put them at, because I got these official stats off of FootWiz, where I'm looking at all of my stuff at the moment. Now, a couple of the players aren't in here, the likes of some of the new signings Leeds have made. The reason for that being the build that the people were playing at the FIFA 18 capture event was slightly delayed, or slightly back, so the likes of, say, like Ousmane Dembele was still at Dortmund, etc. So a couple of players are not actually in the Leeds team yet, therefore they haven't got the Leeds ratings yet, but the ones who have got it are here, and we're having a look at the ones which I did, because of course when I did my prediction video, Leeds still had Chris Wood, etc, so obviously we won't be doing that, but I'm going to look at some of the opinions that I gave compared to EA's, and just see if I've got anywhere near, basically. And we'll go from that. So the first one is going to be the goalkeeper, Felix Vide. You see him on your screen. So you can see on the left-hand side is my opinion. On the right-hand side is EA's opinion, I'm calling it, because that's the official stats, as it were. And I'm not far off, but to be honest, when I picked Videveld's stats, I didn't know much about him. He's a new signing this season for Leeds, but now seeing him in the flesh, I've watched him myself at Ellen Road on TV and whatever. He looks a good goalkeeper, but he's not been tested enough, in my opinion, still. We're about 7 or 8 games in now, and he still hasn't really been tested enough for me to finalise my opinion on him. But he's kept a lot of clean sheets, but I've got to give that to the defenders as well, not just the goalkeeper. The defenders have been absolutely amazing this year. We're currently sitting top of the league, which is absurd. It's obviously the 14th of September, by the way, so if you're looking at this further down the lines and Leeds have bottled it, then yeah, well, that's just life, isn't it? But Videveld here, as you can see, he remains a gold goalkeeper. He actually has a really nice stat in reflexes there, 82. He got a 76, or I made him a 75. So, you know, not far off, but like I said, I didn't know too much about him. Now, moving on to the next one, which is Luke Ayling. And as you can see, I've got this horribly wrong, according to EA. Now, I got a lot of stick, actually, in the comments when I gave Luke Ayling 82 pace, but I genuinely don't think he's slow. He's got a really bad downgrade this year, in my opinion, from EA. They've given him 67 pace. Am I completely stupid, or I just thought I was never saying he was rapid, but I just didn't think he was slow. He was always doing, you know, decent pace up and down the wing. He was always getting, you know, decent crosses in and whatnot, and he was doing a good job. But 67 is almost unusable, and Leeds actually have another right back who you'll probably use over him, unfortunately, because Luke Ayling's one of my favourite players to watch in real life. He's a fantastic player, and he wears his heart on his sleeve, and he really does give it all for the team. But as you can see, I've got the rating horribly. Oh no, sorry, I got the rating correct. I just got his stats kind of a little bit messed up, but as you can see, the official rating on the right hand side, that's what he's going to be. Let me know what you think of that one. Moving on, now I've got Pontus Jansen. Now this is a strange one for me. Now you can see the stats are not too different in what I've gave him compared to what EA gave him. EA gave him a little less pace than I expected, but I honestly can't believe I've not upgraded him. He was a 76 last FIFA 17, and he's remained a 76 FIFA 18, even though he had a team of the season, and he had a phenomenal season at Leeds. I'm just not sure how EA decides on who gets upgrades and not, because I obviously made him a 78. I didn't make him like an 81 or an 82 or something crazy. I just upped him a couple, but EA have remained him at 76, which I think is a tad low, but that's EA's opinion, not mine. That's obviously conflicting opinions, but let me know in the comment section below if you agree or disagree on that one. The next player is Pennington. Now, obviously, Cooper is playing at the moment for Leeds in real life, because Pennington got injured, but when I made my video back along, it was just before the first game of the season, or just after the first game of the season. I can't remember exactly when, but Pennington was in line to play, and he did start the first game of the season. He got injured, unfortunately, and he's still injured now. I think he's just coming back, but EA have actually given him a pretty nice looking card. Again, the one on the right is EA's, the one on the left is mine. I gave him a slightly higher rating at 67, but his FIFA 17 card was a bronze, so he has at least gone up a few ratings as expected, but he's got a very nice pace attribute there at 72 for a centre-back in the Championship. Is a guy you probably end up seeing being used a fair amount. He's not got amazing defending at only 65, but again, he's only 66 rated. You can't expect crazy rating. And 71 physical is quite a nice one. So overall, he looks like a pretty usable defender, which is quite nice to see. Obviously, not knowing a lot about him last season, I gave him a little bit of an upgrade, but EA decided to upgrade his stats a little bit more, just not his rating. Now, moving on to the next one, we've got Berardi. Now, I got this one spot on the position change like I expected to happen. He, of course, was a right back for the most of his career, at Leeds especially, but with the Charlie Taylor situation, Berardi went over to the left-hand side a fair amount, ended last season and whatever. He's got injured again. He's another one who got injured in the first game of the season. He's just coming back. He actually came on against Birmingham in our last game, so it's nice to see him return. And again, yeah, he's got a left-back card, a pretty decent card. Like I said, the stats I gave him compared to the stats he got, not far off. You know, there's a couple changes here and there, but he looks like a very usable card. He's got good defending and physical for a left back, all right pace at 76, not exactly speedy but not slow at the same time, so it'd be nice to give him a go at left back. Now, moving on, we've got Reynaldo Vieira. Now, this was one of the really strange ones because he had such a good season last season and he was a really poor rated FIFA 17 Ultimate Team card, so we expected him to take a big upgrade. I upgraded him to a 72. EA decided to go to 70, which I think is a good, you know, that's decent. He's got a very nice looking card there. When I was doing Reynaldo Vieira, his stats, I should say, I sound a bit dodgy. When I was doing his stats, I honestly could have gone a lot higher, a lot lower. I could not understand what to base it on because I just thought, you know, being a Leeds fan, I might be slightly biased, so I cut down on a few stats. But I honestly thought he would get to 80 pace. He's only got 78. His shooting, I went a little bit lower. He's got a bit higher. Passing, I went a bit higher. He's got a bit lower. Dribbling is actually a nice stat there. 71 for a CDM, this is, by the way. He's got 73 physical as well. Again, I can see him being used a lot in your, you know, your silver squad builders. Unfortunately, he's not got the best country. He does actually play for the England under-20, so I'm not sure why his country is that still, but he has not officially played for the England national team yet, so you never know, he could go over to that country there. But we're moving on to the next one, which is Yunan OK. Now, he's been phenomenal for Leeds this season, one of our better players for sure, and he's got a little bit of an upgrade to a 71 from a 69, which is my opinion, which is actually the exact same FIFA 17 stats, because I honestly didn't see too much of him last season, but this season he's come into his own, and he's really playing well for Leeds at the moment, one of our key players. As you can see, not the best card in the world with 70 pace, 73 dribbling, only 68 passing. You probably won't see him used massively unless you're a Leeds fan and want to use him. He's not a player you're going to go out your way to put into a team, unfortunately. But, you know, me being a Leeds fan, I always make a Leeds team. He'll be in it, and I'll have some fun playing with his card. But the next player is going to be Kemar Roof. Now, I got this one a little bit wrong. I went for him being a left winger. He is actually a right mid, which I find a little bit strange, because we have a few, you know, players who are on the right, i.e. Alioski and I can't remember the other ones. We've got like Dallas as well, so it's up in the air. Which wing, really? It's kind of annoying that you can't use a stat. Well, actually, we don't know for sure, but I'd imagine you can't use a stat card to change from right wing to left wing. But he has been given a right mid card. He's got decent pace, you know. I think he's dropped to 3-star skill moves. I can't remember if he's 4-star skill moves or not, but I think he should deserve 4-star skill moves, but that's just me. I'm being a bit greedy, possibly. But he's got an all-round, all-right card. You'll probably see him use a tad, just because it's Kemar Roof and he's quite a popular player. The next player we're going to move on to is Samu Size. Now, yes! This is what I'm talking about, EA. You have a nice little picture. That's not his picture. To me, it looks like him, but it doesn't look like him. But it is him, if that makes sense. The picture, that's his old FIFA 17 image. Of course, he's got a nice new FIFA 18 image, which I have seen, but I couldn't get the card, unfortunately, for it. I couldn't get the card to download for it, so I've gone for his old image. Apologies for that, but nice. Now, when I was doing Samu Size's card, I honestly didn't have a clue about him. I'm not going to lie. I got a lot of people tweeting me saying he's gone up to a 75 on head-to-head on FIFA 17, so I was like, oh, maybe he will go gold. He did go gold, and he looks like a very nice card. It looks almost like a Pablo Hernandez from last year type of card. He's got some very nice stats. He's got good pace, good shooting, good passing, good dribbling. Of course, he's not got the best physical. He's not really a physical player in real life, but he looks like a player who definitely will be used in some cheap squad builders, some championship squad builders for sure, maybe even a couple Spanish teams here along the way, and I'm looking forward to using that card in particular. Moving on to the next player now, which is Alioski. Now, again, another card I'm looking forward to using. He does have 4-star skills, if I'm not mistaken. I went a lot higher on his pace. EA decided to give him 81. I feel that's a tad slow. After seeing him a lot now, he does seem rapid, and I feel as if that's a little bit harsh, but he has got very nice shooting at 71 and dribbling at 74. He's definitely a usable card, and a 72 rating as well. Remember, his last FIFA 17 card was a bronze, but he did get himself a Team of the Season card for his previous club. Moving on to the next player now, which is Pablo Hernandez. Now, look at this. I just knew this was going to happen. I got a lot of people when I predicted him downgraded to a silver saying he's going to stay gold for sure. No, he has been downgraded to a silver. I just knew it was going to happen. EA always seem to, when someone gets to a certain age, decide to downgrade them. But what I didn't expect is him to remain decent paced. 71. I thought he would go lower than 70. I did put 70 myself, being a little bit optimistic. But he has gone low on his dribbling. I went for an 81. I think that's actually the same card stats as his goal I've got on him mainly. But he's still a very usable card. And Leeds have a perfect link of Samu Size and Pablo Hernandez. Two very, very good cams. And potentially ones that I'm going to be using for sure. Now, the next player is Dallas. Now, yeah, I think he's a lot better than that. My opinion was his old card, because again, he didn't play a massive amount of games last season. He is playing a little bit more this season, but he's still kind of an impact off the bench kind of player, which is a little bit frustrating for him. Maybe he did score against Birmingham, nice goal to win us that game, but might see a couple of informs out of Dallas this season. You never really know. He did get an inform at the end of FIFA 17 as a left back, playing for Northern Ireland, I think that was. But, you know, he's not really a usable card in any shape or form, really, with a slow kind of pace as a winger and a slow dribbling. Not too great at all. But then we've got a couple of other players here. These are some of the players which I did do a couple of predictions on, but I thought I'd just show them in here now because I'm not really get anywhere near. I got quite close to a few of them actually. With Vernon Anita, that's the guy I was on about when I was talking about Ailing earlier as our other right back option. He looks usable for sure. Very nice card there. We've got Click there, who's got a really big pace downgrade, which is a little bit disappointing, of course, but he's got some nice passing and dribbling on him. Maybe a usable card. Borthwick Jackson, another left-back option for us on loan from Manchester United, of course. Cooper, not a great card, unfortunately. He's playing really well for Leeds in real life, but his card there, 54 pace and only 68 defending. Good physical, but I just can't see him getting used. Of course, I showed you Pennington earlier, who has more pace and is probably going to get looked at more. And Calvin Phillips there as well, playing for us in the midfield at the moment over Reynaldo Vieira, which I didn't expect at the start of the season, but it's happening, and he's playing really, really well. So nice to see that card's decent, not too amazing, but again, he had an inform at the end of FIFA 17. He could be in line for a few more informs over the year if he keeps up his form. Now, moving on to the next page now, which is the final one, which is some more stats there. You can see Heidi Sacco on the left there. He is, of course, a Leeds player. He's got 91 pace still. His dribbling's gone down a little bit. He was a really good card, actually, last FIFA. I used him quite a lot. And the free players you can see there in Lasoga, Grot, and Sibitsky, unfortunately, don't have the official ratings for, so they are the old FIFA 17 stats, but they, of course, are players for Leeds. I'm expecting Lasoga to be a gold. I'm not 100% sure. Grot, I honestly haven't got a clue what kind of rating EA are going to give him, and the same for Sibitsky. He did have an inform last FIFA though, so it might give EA an indication of how good he actually could potentially be. But that is going to be it for this video, guys. If you have enjoyed it, a like would be absolutely fantastic. I think I did average on the Leeds prediction, not as bad as my previous ones in some previous FIFA years, but hopefully you've enjoyed it. Like I said, smash a like button, subscribe if you are new. Make sure you are subscribed. Random Hybrid is coming out very, very soon. Just over a week away until Random Hybrid content is happening on my channel. I'm very excited for this FIFA. I'm pumped. I'm willing to give you the content you want to see rather than the content that I want to do. A bit of both. Happy world. I'll catch you next time. And bye. Boo! Titties!